Welcome to the 2024 Baccalaureate and Hooding ceremony at Brevard College. It's an honor to be with you this afternoon as we celebrate our candidates for graduation. Today's ceremony holds a special and unique significance to our community as we come together first for a traditional baccalaureate service, which is common for higher education graduates throughout the world, followed by the presentation of academic hoods to both our undergraduate and graduate students. As you will hear later, the hooding tradition goes back hundreds of years around the world. And for us at Brevard College, it represents a key component of our academic philosophy, and that is that community and connection are vital to the sharing of knowledge. We see this every day, most powerfully in the relationships built between our students and our faculty and staff members. To begin our service and ceremony, I will offer a short blessing. O great Spirit, O God, whose breath gives life to the world and whose voice is heard in the soft breeze, we need your strength and wisdom as we stand on the edge of graduation. Cause us to walk in beauty. Give us the eyes ever to behold the red and purple sunset. Make us wise so that we may understand what you have taught us. Help us learn the lessons you have hidden in every leaf and rock, every class and experience. Make us always ready to come to you with clean hands and steady eyes. Amen.
And now a reading from the Gospel. Matthew chapter 5, verses 1 through 10, Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, the Beatitudes. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on the mountainside, and after he sat down and the disciples had gathered around, Jesus began to teach them. Blessed are those who are poor in spirit, the kingdom of heaven is theirs. Blessed are those who are mourning, they will be consoled. Blessed are those who are gentle, they will inherit the land. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for justice, they will have their fill. Blessed are those who show mercy to others, they will be shown mercy. Blessed are those whose hearts are clean, they will see God. Blessed are those who work for peace, they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of their struggle for justice, the kingdom of heaven is theirs.
Each year, we recognize one faculty member with the Exemplary Teacher Award. The recipient must demonstrate excellence in teaching, civility and concern for students and colleagues, commitment to valued-centered education, and outstanding service to students, the institution, and the community. At Brevard College, this award is given each year to an exceptional, non-tenured faculty member who represents all of these qualities. This year's recipient will be joining a distinguished group of faculty. At this time, I would like to recognize all of the past recipients of this award that are still members of the Brevard College faculty. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing until everyone's name has been called so that we may recognize you as a group. Margaret Brown, Jennifer Frick Rupert, Jennifer Kafsky, Betsy Burrows, Cameron Austin, Kyle Lusk, Catherine Gresham, Robert Dye, Catherine Rasmussen, Andrea Bacafuso, Arnan Biava, Sarah Mavidi, Allison O'Leary, Rachel Hillier. Congratulations. Our tradition is to recognize the recipient of this prestigious award at this baccalaureate ceremony, where they address the graduating class. Dr. Lisa Boucher is a professor devoted to her students and her discipline. She consistently and masterfully uses her knowledge of psychology to promote and encourage students to do and be their best, to achieve their best academically, to be ethical and informed researchers and interns, and to develop into capable professionals equipped to create positive change for individuals and communities. Students don't simply like taking courses with Dr. Boucher. They seek her out as a skilled teacher who makes even difficult concepts applicable and interesting. Students observe that Dr. Boucher's class assignments are not only designed to relate to what they are learning, but also to apply to their lives, and describe her class projects as unique experiential activities that are fun and demonstrate concepts. Dr. Allison O'Leary calls Dr. Boucher the ultimate experiential educator. She not only teaches students about psychology, she empowers them to use what they've learned to improve their lives and serve their communities. Please join me in congratulating Brevard College's 2023-2024 Exemplary Teacher Awardee, Dr. Lisa Boucher.
Thank you so much, Dean Frickerberg. Graduates, most of you arrived on campus 4 years ago in the midst of unprecedented challenges. You wore masks to introduce yourselves to new friends, used Zoom to attend your first few days of class, and were instructed to stay 6 feet apart. Think about that. What could be more challenging for incoming freshmen? But we persevered and found ways to build community. The theater department hosted a drive-in performance of Little Shop of Horrors. Athletics teams and choir ensembles embraced COVID testing for safe practices. I taught a class on this very stage and another in the lobby of this building in an attempt to spread out my students, yet still allow them to be physically present together in the same room. Flash forward to today. 4 years later, here you are, sitting there side by side, shoulder to shoulder, ready to graduate together. Tomorrow, other speakers will likely reflect on all your hard work and hopefully some of the fun you've had during your college experience. Tonight, however, I've decided to simply encourage you to take a moment and bask in the relationships that you've built. This room is filled with people who care about you. Family members sit behind you. Your classmates, roommates, teammates, and dear friends surround you. And if you look up on this stage, you will see the faces of faculty and staff members who have cheered you on and championed your growth over the past 4 years. In a few moments, you will participate in one of my favorite traditions at Brevard College. The hooding ceremony is a tangible demonstration of what I believe goes to the very essence of what we do together here. It emphasizes the relationships we've created and how those relationships have helped us all learn and grow together. Reflect for a moment about why you chose the person who will hood you tonight. How did you first meet? What efforts did you make to expand or embrace the relationship? How did this person invest in you? And how did that impact you? As you're doing this, I imagine the faculty and staff behind me are also picturing your faces, perhaps smiling, maybe shaking their heads a bit. These relationships and the memories and potential they embody connect us in profound ways. While each bond we've forged is unique, here are my 3 biggest takeaways. Number 1, caring for others makes a difference. As we navigated the challenges of COVID, I was particularly drawn to a collection of research generated by Terrell Strayhorn and colleagues that showed students learn best when they feel cared for and supported. That truism carries over to all aspects of life. You will get the most out of people when you lead with care. The world we're sending you out into can be a harsh place, but empathy and compassion are muscles that strengthen with use. As you think about the people who have supported you on this journey, take that same level of care and extend it outward. Volunteer your time, advocate for those in need, and maybe most importantly, simply provide grace to someone who needs it. The world needs more people who choose kindness, and I am confident that Brevard College has prepared you to be someone who cares for others. Secondly, and for some, this can be surprisingly difficult, be willing to let others care for you. This ideal stands out to me because over the course of your time at Brevard College, I've faced some challenges of my own. Right as we were removing masks and returning to normal classes, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I navigated chemo, surgery, and radiation. Honestly, the journey wasn't very inspirational. But the outpouring of community I received was incredibly uplifting. Students sent cards. Faculty and staff brought meals for my family. Several students who were about to walk across the stage babysat for my kids. 2 of you helped unload my parents' moving truck when they relocated to Brevard to support my family. Many who came forward were people I didn't even know that well who chose to show up for me anyway. And in allowing them to do so, my relationships with them and my sense of community here grew exponentially. Studies repeatedly demonstrate that social support is a cornerstone of both physical and mental health. Students who have taken my social psychology class may recall a classic study by John Jecker and David Landry, who demonstrated that doing a favor for someone actually makes them, or that when we do a favor for someone, it actually makes us like them more than if they were to do a favor for us. When we have the courage to lean on one another and share our vulnerabilities, we build stronger bonds and expand our networks of support. I hope this knowledge inspires you to not only be caring, but to graciously receive care when it's offered to you. My final big takeaway is this. As you are hooded tonight, and as you walk through the tunnel of faculty and staff after graduating tomorrow, go forward with the certainty that we care about you. The faculty and staff at Brevard College aren't just educators. We're your advocates, your cheerleaders, your letters of reference, and at this point in your journey, maybe even your friends. Watching your growth has been our privilege. We have seen you mature, take on leadership roles, and figure out what matters to you. We've watched you discover what your passions are and where you want to go from here. Author Jeanette LeBlanc wrote, "The richness of life is found in community, in cooperation, in becoming part of a greater whole. As you go into the world and build new communities, remember that relationships are the core of well-being. Let people support you. Be the people who show up for others. Give grace to those around you. Remember that relationships matter, and remember that you matter to us. We are incredibly proud of you. Congratulations, graduates.
A reading from the Gospel, Philippians chapter 4, verses 8 through 9. Finally, my sisters and brothers, your thoughts should be wholly directed to all that is true, all that deserves respect, all that is honest, pure, decent, admirable, virtuous, or worthy of praise. Live according to what you have learned and accepted, what you have heard me say and see me do. Then with the will of God of peace be with you.
Thank you, Sylvester. I've never called that. Slide, Sylvester. Thank you, sir. And good afternoon. You look beautiful. You look great. And I'm glad that we stand here together as you have taken this journey and we sit in this space in celebration of you and your accomplishments and those who have stood with you and sent you all the good jujus, vibes, head shakes, and everything else in between. We stand here together. So I'm not going to be up here too long. Yes, okay. So in 1980, there's a gentleman by the name of Howard Washington Thurman. He's the mentor to the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He is the first individual of African descent to be the dean of a chapel of a predominantly white college or university in this nation. Howard Thurman gave a speech to a group of individuals who were about to transition from students to graduates. He told them that their work was simply not to gain as much money as they wanted to, not to have the most acres of land, not to be the most prestigious. But he said the way to find one's success is to listen for the sound of the genuine, that inextinguishable sound that helps you to know that no matter what's going on, no matter how chaotic the world, no matter how crazy things might be, that you know you're in the right space, you are in the right direction. He said we must listen to the sound of the genuine, because in this world, if we do not hear its sound, we will forever dance from someone else's strings. He said it becomes so imperative that you and I hear that sound, that inexhaustible sound, that deep sense of knowing, that if we hear it and we do not answer it, it would have been better that we would not have been born. He said we must listen to the sound of the genuine. It reminded me that a couple of years ago, I was sitting right here where you sit. Maybe a little bit more than a couple. I was sitting right where you sat. I made a decision before I got to this space as an almost graduate of Brevard College that I would go to graduate school for theological education in Atlanta, Georgia. I made a decision in my fall semester of my senior year that I would attend the Morehouse School of Religion. I applied, I got in, I knew I was going. And while I sat here, before I walked across this stage, someone gifted me a book by a gentleman named Howard Washington Thurman. And on the inside cover of that book was the words, "Prepare to study at the feet of a giant." I didn't know who the gentleman was, but I got myself up, I went to Atlanta, and I used every tool that I had from Brevard College to be the great thing that I knew I could be. I worked myself to everything I could possibly discover to understand that I'm not trying to chase anybody else, but I'm trying to chase my own success. I graduated at the top of my class. I developed and earned a fellowship at this place called the Martin Luther King Jr. International Chapel at Morehouse College. I was sitting there and someone decided to have a conversation about this gentleman named Howard Thurman, and I started telling them that I got this book from Brevard College saying that I would study and I would prepare at the feet of a giant. And the person who was the writer of the book was Howard Thurman. They stopped me and they said, "Do you know where you're standing? Right above your head is the carrying case that carried the remains of Dr. Thurman back to Morehouse College." I said, "No, I didn't know that." And he said, "Do you know that the statue, the obelisk in the front of where you work, carries the remains of Howard Washington Thurman? So it must be an omen. You are truly studying and preparing at the feet of a giant." I say all that to say this to you. You're going to walk across this stage today. You're going to walk across the stage tomorrow. You're going to hear a lot of noise. People are going to cheer you on. They're going to shout for you. And when you get off that stage and take off this robe and go to wherever else you're going, there's going to be a whole lot of noise. People are going to say some stuff and tell you where you need to go and what you need to do and how you need to do it and why you need to do it. But you need to take some time to be still enough, long enough, that you hear the sound of the genuine in yourself. That you know where you're going, that you know what you're doing, that you know that even though it might not make the most sense, though it doesn't pay the most, though it doesn't send you in the right direction, that sound sends you there. Don't miss it. And have the courage to get yourself up and go. Go with your head held high. Go scared. Go not knowing that you fully understand the direction. Go though people tell you you're going the wrong way. Go with your knees shaking. Go forward, but go. Go listening. Go stepping with your head high. Go hopeful, go courageous, go peacefully, go powerful, but don't stay here because here is not here for you anymore. We stand with you, we celebrate you, we honor you, and yes, we will offer you everything we can. But your job is to go and to listen, not just to everybody else. Quiet the noise within you, and for once listen to that inextinguishable, inexhaustible sound of the genuine, whatever you call it. It will be right there speaking to you. Amen.
Are you ready? Graduates, we now summon you to participate through the litany. As is tradition, we unite our voices and agree to uphold these ideals as we read through this passage in your program together. Get that. I will read alone the sections in regular text, and students, please read together the sections in bold. Throughout our collective human history, even as generations, times, and eras change, we are each called upon to contribute to this world. As faculty, staff, coaches, and others, we have done our best to faithfully carry out our responsibilities of leadership, in particular in passing on our gifts of teaching, mentorship, and support. At Brevard College, our motto is learn in order to serve.
In your program, you will find a detailed description of the significance of the academic regalia being worn by the faculty, staff, and students today. In particular, there is a description of the academic hood worn around the neck and down the back. Today in our hooding ceremony, we will be awarding academic hoods to our graduating students. Our hooding ceremony recalls a tradition that dates back to medieval Europe, in which faculty place the academic hood over the head of a student, signifying the student's success in completing an academic program. At Brevard College, the student chooses a faculty or staff member for the honor of hooding them during the ceremony. This ceremony is the first step in recognizing a student's completion of a Brevard College degree, with the official conferring of the degree occurring during the commencement ceremony tomorrow morning. In addition to this traditional symbolic meaning of achievement, at Brevard College, the hooding ceremony recognizes the personal mentoring relationship between students, faculty, and staff that is at the heart of a Brevard College education. Our soon-to-be graduates will process onto the stage in groups of 3 as I call their names. I will also call out the name of the faculty or staff member the student has chosen to hood them. Faculty and staff, when you hear your name, please join the candidate at the foot of the stage and complete the hooding ceremony. Audience, it is our tradition to hold our applause until each group has been hooded. Please save your applause until all 3 names have been read for each group. We will begin our hooding ceremony with those students who are candidates for a master's degree, the highest degree awarded by Brevard College. Graquincio Quintavius Coger, hooded by Joshua Romero. Jessica Brooke Garland, hooded by Brad Jones. Miles Andres Hayes, hooded by Sarah Mavidi. Caitlin Abigail Olive, hooded by Taylor Hanna. Mario Pinto Neto, hooded by Kristen Hewitt. Lucy Green Swafield, hooded by Michael Lamy. Brady Alexander Tesh, hooded by Kevin Phillips. Alexis Nicole Whitt, hooded by Michael Lamy. At this time, we will recognize our bachelor's candidates for the hooding ceremony. Aniston Marie Abshire, hooded by David Chastain. Gabriel Balducci Duarte, hooded by Mario Pinto Neto. Rocco Matea Barbon, hooded by Sarah Mavidi. Channing Elizabeth Barker, hooded by Destiny Pettit. Estevan Olivier Berto, hooded by Deborah Dana. Grace McKenzie Black, hooded by Juan Mascaro Jr. Alexis Nicole Blanchard, hooded by Samuel Eastridge. Cameron D'Angelo Blanding, hooded by Jennifer Kafsky. Christopher Arnold Board, hooded by Samuel Eastridge. Mary McDowell Boss, hooded by Ryan DeGarmo. Lauren Anthony Boyette, hooded by Miles Leathers. Daniel Austin Brew, hooded by Hernan Biava. Devin Renee Broadmeyer, hooded by Lisa Boucher. Teandra Alshanti Brown, hooded by Lisa Boucher. John David Brown, hooded by Tyler Miranda. James Vance Burgess IV, hooded by Vance Reese. Chantal Edith Commonson, hooded by Kristen Hewitt. Madison Susan Campbell, hooded by Dean Fox. Zoe Alyssa Capps, hooded by Sarah Maviti. Elijah Bailey Carr, hooded by Stacy Workman. Carmen Chirino Holson, hooded by Bradford Purley. Brayon Craig Coleman, hooded by Stacy Workman. Isaiah Clate Collison, hooded by Sherrod Kriesman. Atticus Taylor Constance Cooper, hooded by Charles Wallace. Isabella Titwi Cordes, hooded by Allison O'Leary. Maggie Brianna Cox, hooded by Cameron Austin. Deshaun Vincent Curtis, hooded by Michael Moreshi. Igor Mateus da Silva, hooded by Mario Pinto Neto. Marcos da Silva, hooded by Kevin Phillips. Netan Santana de Lima, hooded by Deborah Dana. Caesar Alexander Delgado, hooded by Jordan Cook. Grace Elizabeth Dempsey, hooded by Andrea Bacanfuso. Ryan Filizola Schmidt DeVay, hooded by Melody Farnham. James Luke Dodson, hooded by Michael Moreshi. Peyton Mackenzie Douglas, hooded by Catherine Gresham. Gregory Fitzgerald Drummond, hooded by Ryan DeGarmo. Abigail Nicole Duncan, hooded by Quentin Overacker. Anna Elizabeth Irvin, hooded by Abby Toot. Carson Julian Evans, hooded by Lee Burgess. Elijah Dylan Everhart, hooded by Cameron Austin. Melody Rayanne Ferguson, hooded by Chandler Ryan. Robert Campbell Fortner, hooded by Ryan DeGarmo. Bunny Frost, hooded by Quentin Overocker. Jamel Malik George, hooded by Kevin Phillips. Anna Lynn Good, hooded by Marie Jones. Daylan Rashawn Grady, hooded by Stacy Workman. Jacob Andrew Gravely, hooded by Hernan Biava. Emily Ruth Griffith, hooded by Sandra Riccardi. Dakota Jarrell Grimsley, hooded by Laura Vance. Peter Francis Grossheim, hooded by Rebecca Alviani. Caitlin Rose Haggerty, hooded by Kristen Hewitt. Bailey Rose Hallis, hooded by Brittany Simon. Lena Morgan Hatter, hooded by Hernan Biava. Dalton Cohen Hawley, hooded by Cameron Austin. Talia Kiara Hayes, hooded by Nicole Potts Hardwick. Madison Dean Henson, hooded by Chandler Ryan. Jacob Lincoln Hernandez, hooded by Samuel Eastridge. Noah Sterling Hinton, hooded by Jennifer Kafsky. Allison Michelle Holland, hooded by Ken McCleskey. Devin Matthew Horton, hooded by Michael Cohen. Rachel Nicole Hughes, hooded by Sarah Maviti. Elijah Virgil Hughes, hooded by Daniel Toot. Aaron Dyson Hunt, hooded by Michael Moreshi. Jackson James Inglis, hooded by Ken McCleskey. Jordan Tyler Ingram, hooded by Stacy Workman. Amelie Suzanne Jones, hooded by Allison O'Leary. Otis Kahar, hooded by Marie Jones. Justin Alexander King, hooded by Sam Eastridge. Thomas Von Kramer, hooded by Stacy Workman. Katarina Ann Kramer, hooded by Betsy Burrows. Tamara Faith Kirkendall, hooded by Brittany Seaman. Wyatt Mason Lankford, hooded by Michael Moreshi. Chancellor Donovan Anwar Lee Parker, hooded by Allison O'Leary. Jacob Warner Lair, hooded by Amber Cole. Logan Michael Leonard, hooded by Michael Moreshi. Tiago Cerezer Leopardi, hooded by Mario Pinto Neto. Caitlin Marie Light, hooded by Hernan Biava. Benjamin Joel Lofsted, hooded by Jordan Cook. Autumn Chandler Lawless, hooded by Jamie Atkinson. Anna Russell Long, hooded by Rachel Hillier. Julia Britton Lusk, hooded by Kyle Lusk. Declan James Lusk, hooded by Kyle Lusk. Gabrielle Elizabeth Lynch, hooded by Jennifer Kafsky. Nina Macnowski, hooded by Kevin Phillips. Cameron Thomas Mader, hooded by Tyler Miranda. Nathaniel David Mahoney, hooded by Stacy Workman. Alexis Renee Ann Marshall, hooded by Annalie Bollinger. Abigail Reese Mayer, hooded by Allison O'Leary. Colin Michael McCabe, hooded by James Everett. Jonas Allen McCandless, hooded by Vance Reese. Caleb Victor McCaskill, hooded by Tyler Miranda. Andrew Meade McDonald, hooded by Laura Vance. Cara Marie Mestas, hooded by Rachel Hillier. Kaylee Elizabeth Miller, hooded by Vance Reese. Pietro Moratelli, hooded by Angela Mascaro. Joseph Neal Mullins, hooded by Rachel Hillier. Kaylin Shea Murphy, hooded by Sarah Maviti. Devonte Taquan Murray, hooded by Stacy Workman. Isabel Naomi Musser, hooded by Rachel Hillier. Todd Michael Norman, hooded by Margaret Brown. Luke Raymond Norton, hooded by Joshua Wilkie. Zachary Scott Orr, hooded by Joshua Romero. Ishmael Truvon Parsons, hooded by David Gresham. Brady Lewis Penn, hooded by Phil DeMontmolin. Cassie Nicole Plemons, hooded by Samuel Eastridge. Elizabeth Ponce, hooded by Hernan Biava. China Juve Pouncey, hooded by Annalie Bollinger. Caitlin Page Presley, hooded by Sarah Maviti. Logan Brooke Priddy, hooded by Stacy Workman. Sydney Jane Raber, hooded by Kyle Lusk. Charles Mandrell Reed Jr., hooded by Miles Leathers. Grace Elizabeth Reynolds, hooded by Michael Moreshi. Anthony Bernard Richardson, Jr., hooded by Kevin Phillips. Thomas Francis Riches, Jr., hooded by Ryan DeGarmo. Isaac Caleb Roberts, hooded by Sarah Maviti. Davion Hakeem Robinson, hooded by Jennifer Kafsky. Sarahi Salazar Espinoza, hooded by Stacy Workman. Isaac Eli Saul, hooded by Ryan DeGarmo. Kins A. Shinsky, hooded by Kyle Lusk. William Russell Scoggins III, hooded by Cameron Austin. Emma Lillian Shepard, hooded by Michael Moreshi. Carter Hughes Simons, hooded by Michael Moreshi. Riley Mary Nicole Sinclair, hooded by Elise Benzel. Garrett Logan Spangler, hooded by Quentin Overocker. Taylor James Sparrow, hooded by Andrea Boconfuso. Vincel Adele Hannah Spencer, hooded by Robin Pulliam. James Ryan Sursich, hooded by Marie Jones. Emma Grace Foyutsi Stevenson, hooded by Clayton Sheehan. Nathaniel Walker Stone, hooded by Kristen Hewitt. Facundo Daniel Sunari Garcia, hooded by Cameron Austin. David Julon Taylor, hooded by Lisa Boucher. Marina Rose Thompson, hooded by Brad Jones. Chancey Javay Watson, hooded by Lee Burgess. George Walton Wells IV, hooded by Michael Moreshi. Sylvester Adolphus White III, hooded by Miles Leathers. Lindsay Savannah White, hooded by Robin Pulliam. Trey Alexander Williams, hooded by Bill Kyatt. Ryan Taylor Willis, hooded by Sarah Maviti. Bowden Tate Witcher, hooded by Samuel Eastridge. Colin Abercrombie Worzencroft, hooded by Emma Gooch. Autumn Samantha Wright, hooded by Rachel Hillier. Jody Marie Wise, hooded by Andrea Baconfuso. Patrick Ling Yang, hooded by David Gresham. Anna Elizabeth Young, hooded by Marie Jones. And Jordan Miles Leathers, hooded by Lee Burgess.
Please refer to your program and join me in reading aloud in unison a prayer for graduates. The Franciscan benediction from the African American lectionary. Everyone will read except graduates. May God bless you with discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships so that you may live deep within your heart. May God bless you with righteous indignation at injustice, oppression, and exploitation of people, so that you may work for justice, freedom, and peace. May God bless you with tears to shed for those who suffer from pain, rejection, starvation, and war, so that you may reach out your hand to comfort them and to turn their pain into joy. May God bless you with enough foolishness to believe that you can make a difference in this world, so that you can do what others claim cannot be done.
Let us pray. Now may that sound, the sound of the genuine, give us the courage to do all the things we just said. Give us the courage to move, the boldness to stand. Bless us to do that, and we will be grateful. Amen.